Sports, I'm Aaron Levine, and on the heels of the Seahawks firing both Darrell, Bevell and Tom Cable this week, the focus has shifted to their replacements. And it seems the only choice who could appease the entire fan base is Merlin The Magician, because frankly, he's just as unrealistic as the expectations many have for the role of Seahawks offensive coordinator. Now, according to ESPN, the Seahawks are expected to hire Brian Schottenheimer. The NFL Network reported the Hawks' top two candidates were Schottenheimer and Eagles quarterbacks coach John DeFilippo. The Seahawks have not confirmed either report, but the initial reaction in the blogosphere on Schottenheimer specifically has been lukewarm at best. 9 years as an NFL offensive coordinator with the Jets and the Rams, and none of those teams finished better than 11th in total yards. In fact, take a look at the track record. 7 of those 9 seasons, his offenses ranked 20th or worse in total yards. That's the best we can do, fans are asking. Why even make the move then? Even DeFilippo, a rising star in the coaching world who seems to be the preferred choice between the two, has been an NFL coordinator just one season in Cleveland, where his offense ranked 25th in total yards. Which brings me to a valid question, and one I don't think many fans ask themselves as they frequently use the Fire Bevell hashtag on social media the past couple seasons. Who would you want the Seahawks to hire? Who is a realistic option? A coordinator who doesn't have an immediate desire to become a head coach, and one who shares a similar coaching philosophy as Pete Carroll. Because if you look at the play callers on the 14 teams who gained more yards than the Seahawks this past season, 5 of them are already head coaches. A 6th just became one in Chicago. A 7th in Josh McDaniels is about to get hired as a head coach, maybe 8 with Pat Shurmur. The ones in Jacksonville and Minnesota are still alive in the playoffs, including Shurmur. Steve Sarkisian was heavily criticized in Atlanta, and Scott Linehan couldn't even reach the playoffs with one of the league's most dominant offensive lines in Dallas. And when you bring up probably the 2 best and innovative offensive coordinators who recently became head coaches, Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, it's important to note that neither of them had success in their first seasons as offensive coordinators. Shanahan's Falcons were 21st in scoring. McVay's Redskins were 26th in scoring. Those numbers wouldn't fly for a Seahawks fan base hoping for immediate success following the Darrell Bevell firing. I guess my point is this. Pete Carroll wants to reestablish dominance in the run game and on the offensive line. That's part of his stated formula for success. I don't get the impression that he's looking to bring in an offensive wizard or mastermind, but simply someone who shares those priorities and can get the very best out of one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Which is why Schottenheimer or DeFilippo actually makes some sense. Schottenheimer's roots are in a run-first offense that finished top 5 in rushing twice with the Jets teams that reached the AFC Championship game. He also oversaw the development of Drew Brees in San Diego. DeFilippo has worked well with Carson Wentz in his first 2 seasons in the league. Now, again, I was never a fire Bevell guy, nor was I a rah-rah Bevell kind of guy. I always believed the majority of his struggles came down to more of the offensive line than his play calling. And because of that, I'm less worried about the Hawks' ultimate hire there and much more concerned with the coach who will oversee the redevelopment of the Seahawks O-line. That's the hire, in my opinion, that will dictate the success or failure of this offense over the years to come. So what do you